Okay, so we have here another example. So this time using diode analysis. So at this point, we will not be specifying that we will use the 3 diode equivalent circuit. For this scenario, it is already specified that the diode that we will be using here is a silicon diode. So, paano natin hahanapin ang unknown dito? So, if a diode is given as silicon, automatic na ang gagamitin natin na diode equivalent circuit is the simplified model. Okay? But first, kailangan nating alamin kung what type of bias is used for the diode. This time again, inspection. If the anode is connected to the positive terminal of the battery, it is forward bias. At this point, yung anode natin konektado sa positive terminal. Therefore, the diode is in the forward bias condition. So, automatic equivalent circuit becomes this would be the whole diode. Okay, so etong buong to is the diode. So we have here the 0.7 volt and the closed switch. Okay, this would be the whole VD. And this is the 2.2 kilo ohm. This is the 8 volt. Since from this problem, ang kailangan natin is to find for ID and VD. Okay? So, to find for ID, we have to use the Kirchhoff voltage law. So, again, loop equation. Okay? So, actually, if we are going to have a loop equation, Kirchhoff voltage law, that would be positive 8 volt. That would be, kung gagamitin natin si VD doon, minus VD, so this would be positive, that would be negative. Okay? Then, current there is IR, but since it is connected in series, your ID is the same as your IR. Therefore, minus, lagay muna natin si IR. IR times 2.2K is equal to 0. Or, that is positive 8 volt minus VD minus ID times 2.2K is equal to 0. But, take note, VD is equal to, what is the voltage drop across the diode? For simplified circuit, it is equivalent to the knee voltage, which is 0.7. So, therefore, VD, okay, therefore, 8 volt minus 0.7, which is the VD, minus ID times 2.2K is equal to 0. ID, therefore, is 8 volt minus 0.7 divided by the 2.2K. is equivalent to calculator 8 minus 0.7 divided by 2.2 exponent 3. We have here 3.32 milliampere, and this is ID value and the VD. Yan po yung solution na example number 1 natin. Okay? So, bigyan natin ng idea. Supposing our diode here is connected in the reverse. Okay? So, parang ganito ang mangyayari. So, silicon pa rin yan. That is 8 volt. That is 2.2K. Determine still ID and VD. So, gamit yung equivalent circuit, and since at this point the cathode terminal is already connected to the positive terminal of the supply, the diode here is already in the reverse bias condition. So therefore, new voltage, then open, then we have the 2.2K, the 8 volt, and eto po yung buong VD. So ordinarily, naka-open po yung ating switch. Okay? Therefore, ano ang ID natin? Since diode here, diode current, what would be the current flowing through an open circuit? Sagot po natin, of course, it is always equivalent to 0 milliampere o 0 ampere. Okay? The current flowing when it is in an open circuit, it is always equivalent to 0. But finding for VD, doon naman magkakaroon ng value. So, that would happen. So, this is plus and minus sign. So, parang lalabas, mag-Kirchhoff voltage law tayo, KVL. That would become positive 8 volt minus VD. Ayan, minus VD. Minus, what would be the current flowing here? That is IR. So, that is minus IR times the 2.2K is equal to 0. Kung ang ID natin is equivalent to 0, automatic that our IR also is equivalent to 0. Therefore, that is 0. Therefore, finding for VD, it is equivalent to positive 8 volt. Okay?